Hey guys. Okay, so you made it through week 1. Hopefully you watched my video on how to submit your assignments. If you haven't watched that, you should go back to Google Classroom and watch that. Um, but we are on week 2 of our online learning. Yeah! Okay, so this week we are going to, I'm going to hide that. There we go. We're just going to get started. So I've broken this down into days. Now, again, you can choose to do this all in one sitting, or you can break it up like I have. You don't have to do things on certain days. I just broke it up to make it a little easier. So Monday, today, you're going to do slides 2 through 5. So that means you're going to read the article about COVID-19, and then you're going to take the quiz on the last page of the article. Okay, and then Tuesday to Wednesday, you're going to do slides 7 to 9. So you're going to watch the Monk Seal Critter Cam. You're going to fill out episode 1, Animal Interactions Table, and then you're going to do the drag and drop activity. And then Thursday and Friday, you're going to do slides 10 to 16, where you read an article about the lemming owl, and you fill out a graphic organizer. Super easy. So let's get started on Mondays. Okay, so today, we are going to read the article on the following slide titled, Play It Safe, What Kids Should Know About the Coronavirus Outbreak. And then you're going to answer the questions on slide 5 using the Shapes tool. And I'll show you how to do that. So, I hope it helps when I read this for you. Play it safe, what kids should know about the coronavirus outbreak. With schools closing across the nation in response to coronavirus concerns, many students may be jumping for joy. Others are worried, scared, or confused. But as the American essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, knowledge is the antidote to fear. With that in mind, let's answer a few common questions about coronavirus, and let's start with its name. Everybody keeps talking about coronavirus and COVID-19. Which one is it? Technically, either of these terms can be correct, depending on how they are used. The actual virus that appeared in China at the end of 2019 has since hopped across the world, is called SARS-CoV-2. This is short for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome and coronavirus. Once the virus gets into a person, it can cause an illness known as coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19. Also, you might hear it referred to as the novel coronavirus. This means that scientists already knew about the other coronaviruses, such as the one that caused the outbreak of SARS in Asia in 2003, but this coronavirus is new. How does COVID-19 affect people? The most common symptoms of COVID-19 include fever, cough, and or shortness of breath. A person might develop one or more of these symptoms in as few as 2 days after being exposed to the virus, but they may also not feel sick for up to 2 weeks after contact. Scientists say most people who get the virus will be able to fight it as they might a bad case of the flu. However, some people will have a harder time than others. Elderly people or old people seem to be especially vulnerable. So are those with other conditions such as heart disease, lung disease, or diabetes. Some people who have the virus won't even realize it, but in worst cases, COVID-19 can result in death. Fortunately, death is extremely unlikely to happen in infected children and teenagers, so y'all are safe. Can pets get COVID-19? So far, one dog in Hong Kong has tested positive for coronavirus. However, it isn't showing any symptoms, so it's unclear whether the virus can have a negative effect on pets. According to the World Health Organization, there's no evidence yet that dog owners can catch the virus from their pets. Of course, if you keep your animals inside and avoid walking them in public places, they will be even more unlikely to come into contact with the virus. Why are schools and stores and restaurants closing? I feel like this is a big question that a lot of people are having right now, and maybe this will answer our questions. Cannon, I'm doing a video recording, honey. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so why are schools and stores and restaurants closing? Because I'm just going to say COVID-19. Because COVID is new, our immune systems haven't had a chance to learn how to fight it off. This allows the virus to move around quickly, infecting many new people for each group it comes into contact with. This makes schools, stores, restaurants, and other public gatherings the perfect places for the virus to spread. The biggest concern now is that if enough people get sick at the same time, hospitals might not be able to keep up the demand for treatment. This concern comes from what happened in Italy. This is a problem for those who need treatment because of COVID-19. This is also a problem for anyone else who might need medical services for everything from a twisted ankle to or a cut requiring stitches to more serious conditions. So it's not, yes, the virus can be bad, but the biggest issue that we're running into is we just want to make sure that that virus doesn't infect too many people at the same time, because then our hospitals will have too many people there. So can this coronavirus be stopped? There are many scientists around the world working to develop a vaccine. This could be used to halt the spread of the coronavirus for good. However, it will take time to develop that vaccine. There are measures communities and families can adopt in the meantime to help slow the virus's spread. So when people are talking about flattening the curve, that's what they're meaning. Right now we're seeing the cases go up like this, okay? We want it to kind of flatten out so we don't have too many people infected at the same time. First, washing your hands after going to the restroom or before handling food is a great practice in general. It can help you avoid catching all sorts of nasty illnesses, but hand washing has become even more important as this coronavirus spreads. This is the easiest way to ensure you're washing your hands well enough. Use warm or cold, don't use cold water. Geez Louise, this article's wrong. Don't use cold water, use warm water and soap. And keep scrubbing every inch of your fingers, thumbs, palms, and wrist. Scrub for the time it takes to sing Happy Birthday twice. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has more tips at cdc.gov/handwashing. Also remember to cover your cough with a tissue or at least your inner elbow. If you're gonna cough, don't cough into your hand because then you're gonna touch something and get your germs everywhere. You're gonna cough into your elbow, right? Okay, so what is social distancing? Your parents might not want you to play basketball with your neighbors, or they might not want you to go to a party that was scheduled for next weekend. This is because of something called social distancing. And while it seems like a bummer, experts say it's another way everyone can work together to limit the impact of this coronavirus. The idea behind social distancing is simple. The fewer people we have in close contact each day, the fewer opportunities the virus has to spread. The CDC says close is 6 feet or less. So if you are 6 feet or less, you don't want to be 6 feet or closer to anybody. And that means not only will you and your family have better chances of avoiding COVID-19, but so will your grandparents, your scout group, and the person you sit next to in the bus. Any of these people might be at higher risk to have a more serious reaction from the virus. So those of you who are in my class, you know that my son, my baby, was life flighted back in December because he had a cough. Both my kids have asthma, so they're at greater risk of getting this virus. So we just have to be extra careful. We have to wash our hands, and we have been staying home so that they don't get this virus. How long does the virus last? Unfortunately, no one can answer that question yet. The CDC recommends that large events can be canceled or postponed for at least the next 8 weeks. Your parents, teachers, and kids posts will be coming up with creative ways to pass the time. Yeah, like what I'm doing right now. Okay, so now we've got the quiz. So I'm going to hop over on a document like what you would see to show you how to answer these questions. So I'm going to go to Mama Shaw's. Okay. Okay, so when you go into science, it's going to look something like this. And if you're in Shaw's class, it'll say Shaw Science. And when we scroll down, it says, Callie Lytle posted a new assignment, weekly lesson, March 30th. Okay, and again, over here where it says your work, you're going to click on that and you're going to open up that Google Slide presentation, and it will open up a Google Slide presentation similar to what you did last week. You're going to scroll down to the test, the little quiz, okay? And it might be easier if you zoom in. There we go. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to grab the shape tool and you can choose, let's choose a heart. Okay, so which sentence from the article shows hospital's main problem? We're going to read all of them and then we're going to answer one, and I'll do the first one for you. Some people who have the virus won't realize it, but in worst case, COVID can result in death. So is that talking about why hospitals are going to have an issue? No. This makes schools, stores, restaurants, and other public gatherings a perfect place for the virus to spread? No. The biggest concern now is that if enough people get sick at the same time, hospitals might not be able to keep up with the demand for treatment. Yes. So I'm just going to draw my heart over and leave it like that. Okay? You can even change the color if you want. I don't care. Yeah. So that way, when I go through and grade it, I will see your symbol showing which answer you chose. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to go back to my presentation. Okay, so if you would like to stop here after taking this quiz, you can totally stop here. If you want to continue on with Tuesday through Wednesday, you can also do that as well. Everything's going to be on the same video. So, yeah, everything will be on the same video, I think. I haven't decided yet. Okay, just kidding. I'm going to make separate videos. So I'm going to end this video, and the title of this video is going to be for Monday. And then if you want to continue on with the lesson, you can exit back out and click on the video for Tuesday, Wednesday. I think that might be a little easier. Have a good day, guys. Good luck.